What is happening, AJ Gamer Dude here, and it seems like Ubisoft has had to apologize to Japan. Pretty much they have a quote here: based on constructive criticism we have received, we will continue our efforts until we put this game into your hands and beyond. And that and beyond can kind of be taken a tad bit more literally, given that usually Ubisoft games do have a long tail, but let's actually talk about why they've apologized to the Japanese audience. The Ubisoft development team working on Assassin's Creed Shadows has posted a public message to Japanese fans on Twitter, which explains the project's stance on historical authenticity and also apologizes for promotional materials that may have caused concern among the community. Now, the first thing that's worth mentioning is that Assassin's Creed has never been really in the area of historical accurate. They've just had characters or people, not characters, people from eras of history, but not necessarily in a historical fashion. I don't think there were high-speed car chases in ancient Egypt when they did Origins. Or was it Odyssey? I can't remember which, it was one of the two. But yeah, it's worth mentioning that Assassin's Creed has nothing to do with historical accuracy. They can try and be as accurate as they want from their perspective, but they've never kind of been that from the very beginning, whether it be running around and slinging up the Muslims in Assassin's Creed 1 to going around being an Italian teenager in Assassin's Creed 2. Take that for what it's worth. Again, he was still a great protagonist. Ezio was, for sure. So pretty much, the 4-page message posted in both English and Japanese explains that Assassin's Creed Shadows is not intended to be a factual representation, well no duh, of history. Instead, it is described as a compelling historical fiction set in feudal Japan. And worth mentioning that historical fiction is pretty much just taking something from the past in history and making it your own. So the fact that people are arguing, hey, Assassin's Creed does need to be more historically accurate has never been the case, and I don't think it ever will be, even moving forward, considering that, again, Ubisoft is very much leaning in on Assassin's Creed as a franchise, especially with the future of Ubisoft moving forward. Though in saying that, we've in the past have gotten tired of Assassin's Creed to the point where they released 10 Assassin's Creed games in 8 years and then ended up taking a break for about a year or so and then coming back with the RPG Assassin's Creed games that we now know, and depending on what can be fall under, love or hate. The developers hope that it will spark curiosity in players who will then hopefully research the historical period the game is inspired by. Ubisoft emphasizes that Shadows has been made in collaboration with external consultants and historians, but recognizes that it has made a mistake. Despite these sustained efforts, we acknowledge that some elements in our promotional materials may have caused concern, and that actually is relating to the flag of a Japanese historical reenactment group, which I'm actually interested in, because I've heard of what the flag was, but I don't know what the actual flag looks like. Okay, so this is the flag right here, which is is that a photo taken, or is that actually in the game? Okay, no, that's in the game as part of like the art book, which is where the promotional material comes from. But it's from the Sekigahara Teppotai. Okay. Members discuss the matter again. User Matchlock Kage said in another post, we have asked Ubisoft to remove the image from the collector's edition art book. I'm not sure if this will be possible, but I've contacted Ubisoft through their support. Ubisoft is yet to respond, but Hygiene has asked for a comment. So the Sekigahara Teppotai group have actually asked Ubisoft to remove the artwork from the art book. So most likely, if it's in the game, it will be changed, and if it's in the art book, I doubt that it's going to be removed that quickly or easily. So I thought, okay, that's an interesting wrinkle into Japanese history I don't think I would have personally known about. So this Teppotai group I am actually going to be doing a little bit more research on them and looking them up just as sort of like a personal bit of research, because it does seem like an interesting idea. But I also think that it's also incredibly fascinating that Ubisoft has had to apologize to an entire country for misrepresenting a flag from history effectively, which is again just fascinating to see and not something that you'd see very often. Though I suppose there's also one other example of this being in Spider-Man 2, where I don't know if it was in Spider-Man 2 or in Miles. Actually, they got it right in Miles Morales, and they screwed it up in Spider-Man 2, where they had the Cuban flag instead of the Puerto Rican flag in Miles Morales's house, I think it was. I haven't actually played Spider-Man 2. I'm just trying to remember from like what the past stories regarding this, but I can't remember off the top of my head. But that's just kind of where we are with the situation. I'm kind of interested to know, even though this doesn't really matter much to us outside of, the Japanese audience or the people who are part of the Teppotai group, but let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments below. I'm kind of interested if anyone really cares, and if so, where you kind of land on this, about whether or not a flag that was used in history should be removed because they didn't ask the group for permission in order to include the flag, because the flag technically is made by that particular group. So again, just sort of an interesting idea to consider, but I don't imagine that a lot of people are going to be watching this video anyways. Though with all of that being said and done, let me know what you guys think about all of this in the comments below. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe to the channel. I'm aiming for 300 subs by the end of the year. And with all that said and done, I do upload every day, so I'll see you guys tomorrow.